students, today we will discuss about GST. The full form of GST is Goods and Services Tax. As you know that GST is a indirect tax. What is an indirect tax? The tax which is collected indirectly from the taxpayers is known as indirect tax. So tax is of two types. One is direct tax, another is indirect tax. What is direct tax? The tax which is directly collected from the taxpayer. For example, income tax. In case of income tax, if a person who has income over the taxable limit which is fixed by the government every previous year and every assessment year, if that particular person has income over the taxable limit, then that person will pay directly tax to the central government's account by himself or by through tax return preparers or through any chartered accountant, but he himself is liable to pay. So the tax which is directly collected by the government or directly paid by the taxpayer to the central government or state government's account is known as direct tax, and the tax which is indirectly collected by the central government from the taxpayer is known as indirect tax. So why GST is indirect tax? Because GST is collected indirectly from the customers or from the taxpayers. In case of GST, customers are the taxpayers. Customers who purchase goods and services are the taxpayers. So government is not directly taking the tax from us. It means we the customers, we are not depositing GST directly to the account of the central government or state government, but we are paying it through businessman. It means businessman is including the GST into his cost of goods and services, and while selling he adds some profit into it and sell it to the customers. So indirectly the customers are paying GST to the central government or state government's account, but they are not paying directly, but they are paying through businessman. It means businessman collects the GST from the customers and pay it into the account of the central government or state government on behalf of us or the customers or the taxpayers. So GST is known as indirect tax. And we will discuss another thing, that before GST, I will discuss another thing, that is indirect tax are of two types. Now in the present context, one is GST, another is custom. So what is custom? You know that the tax which is paid in case of import and export, import of goods from outside India or export of goods is known as import duty. You may call it as import duty, or it is falling under the customs. So indirect taxes are of two types. One is GST, another is custom. We will discuss custom in another session. Now we will discuss about GST. So before GST, there were so many indirect taxes prevailing in India. You may ask me that, sir, why GST has come into force? What are the deficiencies in the previous indirect tax system for which GST has come? I will tell you that before introducing GST, I will tell one thing here, that GST has been introduced in the year 2017 in the month of July. So GST is also called as GST Act 2017. This is a one mark question asked in the examination, that the GST Act was passed in which year? It is passed in 2000. It is levied on 2017 in the month of July. It means we can call that it has introduced in India. GST has been introduced in India in the month of July 2017. So GST Act is called as GST Act 2017. So I was talking to you about what are the disadvantages in the previous indirect tax system which compelled the central government to introduce GST or goods and service tax in India. I will tell you that before GST has came into place, there are several indirect taxes which was levied by the central government or state government in our country. And what are those indirect taxes? Those indirect taxes were central excise. What is central excise? Central excise is a tax which is levied on the production of excisable goods. It means there were some excisable goods which is notified by the government from time to time, and the central excise was levied on the production of exciseable goods, that is central excise. And another was VAT, value added tax. What is VAT? VAT is basically a purchase and sales tax. If the goods are purchased and sold, then the businessman or indirectly the customer were paying the VAT. So VAT was the sales tax. Then another tax was service tax. Now it is also in GST, service tax also is there, but in previous context service tax was differently collected. It means it is collected separately from the people or from the taxpayer. Another was entry tax. If the or when the goods were bought from the territory of one state to another, then there was an entry point which is known as the geographical border of the state. In that entry point, the tax was collected by the state, that was known as entry tax. And another is purchase tax, entertainment tax, tax on lottery, luxury tax, tax on advertisement. If I will tell you, then there were more than 10 indirect taxes prevailing in our country before the introduction of GST. Then you will ask me that what was the disadvantages of those indirect taxes prevailing in our country which has been removed by the introduction of GST. I will tell you that in our country, I will give you an example of VAT, value added tax, which was basically a sales tax. It means it was levied on the purchase and sale of goods. In case of VAT, the state government has been given the power or had been given the power of fixing the rate of VAT. Suppose in Odisha, the VAT rate was fixed 5%. I am telling you for example. Suppose in West Bengal, the VAT rate was 6%. In Assam, the VAT rate was 4%. In some other state, the rate of VAT was different. That is why, suppose in Odisha, a custom or a manufacturer produces a good, produces a item which cost him ₹100, and in Odisha VAT was 5%. So his cost price including VAT was 105 or 105. But in same case in West Bengal, as the VAT rate was 6%, if a person produces a goods in West Bengal for ₹100, then including VAT, the cost price to the manufacturer were becoming 106. In case of Odisha, the same goods is 105. In case of West Bengal, the same good is 106. So there was different in the price of goods and services when VAT was levied. So this is the disadvantages. It means the rate of the item does not the same in all the states of our country, because of VAT rate was different in different states, because the state government were given the power to fix the rate of VAT. This is one of the problem in case of previous indirect tax system, that is VAT. And another disadvantages of the previous indirect tax system was which is called as cascading effect. What is cascading effect? You remember the term cascading effect. Cascading means tax on tax. I am giving an example to make you understand what is cascading effect. Suppose an item is produced, the cost price of producing that item was ₹100, and that is an excisable item. So excise duty was levied. Suppose the rate of excise duty is 10%. In the cost price 100, the excise duty was levied 10%, it means 10 rupees. So the cost price became 110. On the same product, entry tax 5% was levied. Suppose entry tax 5% on 110, that become 5.5. So the cost price became 115.5, and 115.5, suppose entertainment tax is levied or advertisement tax is levied, then the cost price may become 120 or 130. It means, I am giving the example, I have not blackboard with me, but I am giving you the example. You imagine that the cost price was 100, central excise is rupees 10, then entry tax is 5.5. Then if we add another tax, then the tax will be levied on rupees 115.5. It means as tax will be levied one after another, that tax is levied not on the cost price of the goods, but that tax is levied on the previous tax which was imposed before current tax. It means when we are imposing entry tax, that entry tax is not on rupees 100, that entry tax is on rupees 115 or 105. It means after VAT. So this is known as cascading effect, which means tax on tax. ओडियार कथा बुझेदेले भल कि बुझेब. सपोज गोटे कॉस्ट प्राइस गोटे जिनसर 100 टंका, तापर आमे सेंट्रल एक्साइज प्रीवियस टैक्स सिस्टम अनुसार 10 टंकार सेंट्रल एक्साइज लागू होला, से जिनसर दाम हिगला 110 टंका. सेंट्रल एक्साइज लागू हो सारा पर से जिनसर दाम हो जाई 110 टंका. मनकर तापर एंट्री टैक्स लागिला 5%, 110 ऊपर 5% होची 5.5. सो आफ्टर levying the entry tax, the cost price of the goods become 115.5. तापर आमे जदि कोनसी टैक्स लगेबा सेटा 115.5 ऊपर लागिबो से टैक्सटा. ता माने आमे जते टैक्स लगेलो कि जिबा आमे जानथिले प्रीवियस टैक्स सिस्टम अनुसार 10 रु अधिक इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स तला. जदि गोटी ऊपर गोटे टैक्स लागू होई चलिबो ताले टैक्सटा केवल कॉस्ट प्राइस जिनसर कॉस्ट प्राइस ऊपर लागू होनी, इनडायरेक्टली कॉस्ट प्राइस विथ ता पूर्व जो टैक्स लागू होइतला ता परे भी लागू होची, जोटा कोनती टैक्स रो कैस्केडिंग इफेक्ट, जोटा को जीएसटी आसिया फल रे दूर कर दिया जाई पारिछि. केमती दूर कर दिया जाई पारिछि आमे तो प्रॉब्लम कसिबा आमे से कथा बुझिबा. जा भी हो इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स सिस्टम रे जो प्रॉब्लम सब थिला, कोन सब प्रॉब्लम थिला ने एक रे मल्टीपल टैक्स थिला. गोटे लोक मनकर बिजनेस करूची से भैट दबो, सेंट्रल एक्साइज दबो, एंट्री टैक्स दबो, एंटरटेनमेंट टैक्स दबो, एडवर्टाइजमेंट टैक्स दबो. ताकू मिनिमम 2-3 टा अकाउंटेंट रखियो पड़िबो तार टैक्स कैलकुलेशन करबा पई, बिकॉज़ देयर आर सेवरल इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस. सो एही सब प्रॉब्लम थिला. गवर्नमेंट को भी असुविधा थिला. गवर्नमेंट को कोन असुविधा थिला? गवर्नमेंट को ये असुविधा थिला जे गवर्नमेंट केतेटा डिपार्टमेंट खोलिबो टैक्स लागि. से गोटे भैट लागि खोलिबो, गोटे एक्साइज लागि खोलिबो, देन आ गोटे एंट्री टैक्स पई खोलिबो, कमर्शियल टैक्स पई गोटे खोलतिला, देन गोटे इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स पई गोटे खोलतिला. तो गवर्नमेंट रो भी असुविधा होतिला. सेट पई बोथ the customer, the businessman, government, the taxpayer, समस्त कर असुविधा को दूर करबा पई government has been introduced the GST, or which is known as goods and services tax. So we will discuss now. We have discussed about GST and why GST was levied. We have discussed that GST has levied because in Indian tax system there were so many disadvantages. To make up that disadvantages, GST has been levied. Then we will discuss today the features of GST. What you know as either feature or nature, or you may call it as characteristics. So what are the features of GST? The first feature of GST is that GST is an important source of revenue for the government. Why GST has been an important source of revenue for the government? Because the GST is levied in almost all goods and services except some exemptions. So the GST tax base is more wider than any other tax base. And if we mix up all the taxes, the revenue collected by the government from all the taxes, then only GST is collected. It means more than 50% revenue is collected by GST. So GST has wider tax base. That is why it is called in the feature that GST is an important source of revenue to the government. Then feature number 2, GST is a tax on commodity and service. From the name it is also very much clear that GST is levied on goods and services. That is why in feature it has been told that GST is levied on tax on commodity and service. Then feature number 3, shifting of burden. In feature number 3 it has been told that in GST one of the feature is shifting of burden. I am explaining you what is shifting of burden. You see, in case of GST is actually paid by the customers. but we are not paying tax directly to the account of the central government or state government. We are shifting our burden of paying tax to the businessman. It means businessman collecting tax from on behalf of us and depositing it to the account of central government. That is why we are shifting the burden of paying tax to the businessman. It means we are paying through the businessman. Then no perception of direct pinch. Direct pinch means when we pinch someone, he get hurt, but government is collecting GST in such a way that the general customers, maximum customers does not know or does not get hurt, because government is not collecting GST directly like income tax. Government is collecting GST through the businessman. It means the less people or the less customer will know that they are paying tax to the government in the form of GST, because it is collected by the businessman. It is added into the cost of goods and services. When we consume the goods and services, generally the consumer thinks that it is the cost price of the goods, but he does not know that it includes GST also. That is why he does not get hurt directly. That is known as no perception of direct pinch. And another feature is inflationary. GST is called as inflationary. What is inflation? Inflation means rising the price of goods and services. Automatically, when GST at the rate of 18% it will be levied on the cost price of the goods, automatically the cost price of the goods and services will go up, which will create inflation. Then next, wider tax base. Why it has been called as wider tax base? Because GST is levied on almost all goods and services except a few, and it has a wide range of product and services on which GST is levied. That is why in future it has been told that GST has wider tax base. Then next is promotes social welfare. GST promotes social welfare. Why it has been told that GST promotes social welfare? It has been told because GST is also levied on the product such as alcohol, tobacco. It means alcohol and the tobacco, which is injurious to health. And by imposing GST, government is indirectly denying the people to consume those products. So it means it is like a check on those products. So GST is also promotes social welfare by imposing more amount of tax on the injurious goods or injurious items. Then next we will discuss today about the benefits of GST. What is the benefit of GST? Point number 1 is creation of unified national market. Because of GST, the price of the goods and services is same in all over country, because GST rate is same in all the states and central government has the power to fix the rates. That is why state government cannot fix the rate according to their choice. So the cost price of the goods and services after levying GST will almost same in the country. That is why the creation, it has been told in the benefit of GST that GST has created the unified national market. Unified means the rate will be same all over the country because the GST rate is also same in the every state. Then point number 2 is mitigating the ill effect of cascading. I have already explained you what is cascading effect. Cascading means tax on tax, which has been removed by the introduction of GST. Then elimination of multiple tax, another advantage or another benefit of GST, that is elimination of multiple tax. It means before levying GST there are multiple taxes in our country which were difficult to comply both by the businessman and by the government, also facing a lot of problem. By the introduction of GST that problem has been solved. Then next is boost to Make in India initiative, because by the introduction of GST the cost price of the goods and services is almost same everywhere in the country, which will boost the Make in India program. Then benefit to the government revenue. What is benefit to the government revenue? You know that GST is levied at the rate of 18%. I am giving an example. This rate may be either a rate बढ़ा जाए पारे कि कमा जाए पारे government द्वारा. So suppose it is 18% and 18% is not a small rate. So government is getting maximum revenue from GST. In today's class we will discuss another thing, that is type of GST. GST has been divided into 4 types. One is CGST, SGST, UTGST and IGST. The full form of CGST is Central Goods and Services Tax, and it is levied and collected by the central government. The full form of SGST is State Goods and Services Tax. It is levied and collected by the state government. The full form of UTGST is Union Territory Goods and Services Tax, which is levied and collected by the Union Territory of our country. And the last IGST, Integrated Goods and Services Tax, which is levied and collected, or which is levied in case of interstate movement of goods. It means when the goods or services are transferred from one state to another state, then IGST is levied. So dear students, in today's class we have discussed the definition of GST, the feature of GST, then the advantages of GST and the type of GST. This will help you for your academic development. Also the students who are preparing for UGC NET, important questions may come from GST, that in which year it has been passed and what are the types of GST. This type of multiple questions may come in UGC NET. So in next class we will discuss more about GST. Thank you.